Hey guys, Brad-Duct Tape-Hale here with a new segment that I've seen a bunch of other YouTubers do, so we're going to go ahead and try it. It's called Answering Your Questions. I put a thing out on my Facebook to basically I was going to answer the first 10 questions given to me, so here we go. All right, first question is from Aaron Robinson. He goes, what was your most challenging cosplay build? Whether it was something for you or for a commission. Aaron, my first like the most challenging one I ever did was my Stardust Dragon. That was back about 2010. It was pretty much me building a 10-foot tall dragon with a giant wingspan, that with a huge tail and everything else like that. Now, obviously, by now I could probably go back and build something better, but the whole point was building something strong yet lightweight enough to fit on me. Stardust Dragon was about 100 pounds on me, and a lot of people might not think that's a lot, but when you're trying to get something to balance and not break like the wings and everything like that. I had to walk a certain way because my wings would bounce on me. Um, but yeah, that was probably one of my most complicated builds I ever did. All right, so the next question is Talia. Uh, where does the word shit come from? And I'm going to simply answer Mexican food. Next one, Jonathan Young. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? I can't think of that. Not think of the song of "How many licks does it take?" No, okay. I don't know. Been a long while since I've. It's been a while. Oh, God, I can't keep thinking of song references. Um, I'll say one, two, three, crunch. All right, Terry Mahoney. What is my most exciting cosplay? I'm trying to think what it would be. Um, I definitely enjoyed when I did like Kamen Rider Decade, when I did Final Form with my Kiva bow. That was always fun. Um, Trying to think what else. My Final Form Albert Wesker one was pretty fun last in the fall. Pretty exciting. But it's always ones I can do with other people, cosplay wise, like groups. If I can do giant group cosplay, that's always fun. I enjoyed my Ichigo I did for a long while, so all right, then Brandon Griffin. He goes, "How much cosplay could a cosplayer cosplay if a cosplayer cosplays cosplay?" My answer: not enough cosplay. I guess as much as your budget and your time and your job allow. So, all right, Drew Thomas. What was my first con experience? My first con experience was Anime Central 2005. I found out I had friends who had gone to like Gen Con for a couple years, and all I'd heard about it was convention. So I looked up, and it was the first closest and local one to me, because that was back then when like you might have one con per state, and the closest cons to me were like Anime Iowa back when it was in Des Moines, and then Anime Central in Chicago. Way before everyone else, all these little pocket cons. I found out about it in January, and I think I busted my butt for the next 3 or 4 months to try and make some kind of costume because I couldn't sew or anything like that. But yeah, I went there in May with I think it was some girl I was dating and one of our other friends, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't even really go to like any panel. I walked around, saw the different costumes, and it was amazing. I was hooked from that point. All right. Next one is Andrew Monts. It says, "What is your favorite Hoonie Pop character and why is it not Audrey?" All I'm gonna say is to Audrey, and I have yet to score with her in the game because I want to go and try and complete the game. Is God, what a bitch. My favorite one, I like Kiyu. She's cute. Um, I don't know if I have 100% one that I like. Um, I don't know. I have to get back to you on that one, but God, Audrey's a bitch. Um, I'm not fully 100% over my cough. I'm still kind of got phlegm in the lungs. But next question, Elia Lamb. You have worked your ass off doing what you love, and the last I checked, you are now famous. I guess I could kind of say I am. How do you feel about having the famous label? And are you perhaps afraid of letting this newfound pride change me negatively? Um, Now, I've been cosplaying since about 2005, and I've always tried to keep a level head on me for the whole fact of this whole coined phrase nowadays of cos famous. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great and amazing that people can be known for a thing that they love and they do and they enjoy. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Is that I'm being a YouTuber. No, I'm not making millions of dollars for it, but I enjoy it and I have fun with it when I have the free time to do it. Beyond when I have to work my normal job and when I'm cosplaying and everything else like that. Um, I will never forget the words of the fact that we all start at one time in one place and we're all cosplayers. I mean, we can be a different skill level or anything like that. And to me, I will never be a super amazing cosplayer, but I mean, I always constantly build off the fact of it's like building blocks. I always started at the bottom, just like everyone else, and I will not think that I am higher than anyone else. I'm not going to look at a cosplayer and go, I'm better than you. It's just, I'm going to look at stuff skill wise, just like any other art student, and be like, hey, as others have pointed out to me in the past, there are ways we can build, and I like to share that information with others just as I like to learn that information from others. I think we are too much into an issue right now of too many cosplayers are afraid to receiving a constructive criticism, and they very much have stunted their growth. Because I mean, I would not be where I am right now without people helping me out, and they did it politely. I've had rude comments, but people got to understand to take it with a grain of salt. I'm still trying my best to make sure the fact that I don't get an inflated head, and I'm not going to be like Yaya Han or Jessica Nigri or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to 100% comment about J Niggs because I've never met her officially. I've met Yaya, so that's why I'm making my comment. But to each their own. I mean, if you're going to make money off it, I mean, just make money off of it. But if you're going to do it because you love it, do it because you love it. So I think that's probably the best thing. It still feels really weird the fact that I have this much people looking upon me on this. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest on that. Finding out this past week that I have an actual this next weekend, I'm going to be a cosplay guest at AlmaCon in Alma, Michigan, and come to find out the fact that I have an autograph section, which is weird. I mean, I've never thought I would ever hear those words said to me. It's humbling. I mean, it really is. So I hope I answered I answered the question the best I can. Next one from Zelda Master. What is my favorite cosplay to wear? Currently, right now, my favorite cosplay to wear is my Markiplier because it is probably one of my most easiest, comfortablest, and one of my most fun one to be a dork in. Hopefully, within this next year, I'm gonna have a few different ones. I've been wanting to do one I've wanted to wear for a long while, which is RE2 Leon, and I have so much fun with that. But I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. Next one, Alexi Brewer. What is your weirdest memory at a con? What is my weirdest memory at a con? There are too many to share on that. Trying to think. All right, I have one that I'll share. It was YomaCon, I think, 2014, and it was like literally the week before. I had made up a fake article on the internet, as you always see, like, oh no, the guy who plays such and such from Walking Dead is died or whatever. I did it to screw with who is now the irony of irony, who was my girlfriend at the time, Shelby Campbell, and the girl who is now my girlfriend now, Maddie DeForge, who are both Albert Wesker fangirls. And I did it that DC Douglas, the voice of, or the current voice of Albert Wesker, had died, and just to screw with him, just to get him to bite for the bait. And Shelby had been at it first, and she got all mad at me and anything like that. So I'm getting ready to go delete it. And out of nowhere, DC Douglas actually commented. I did not tag him in it or anything like that. It was just on my page. Anything like that. There was no like hashtag DC Douglas or whatnot. So, whatever, and I commented, and he goes, DC Douglas, oh, I knew him like a brother. So I screenshot that, and I threw it on Tumblr the next day. Well, I went to YomaCon, so that was Wednesday night going into Thursday. So I went to YomaCon on Thursday. Now, that was back way before I got anything on YouTube. So it was just like, the most I might get on my Tumblr might be like 2 or 3 hits a week, or something like, oh, if someone reposted your picture, and that's about it. So I wake up Friday and my Tumblr is just exploding, and I'm like, what the hell's up with my Tumblr? 10 notifications, 15 notifications, 20 notifications, 45 notifications, and it's like every 2 or 3 minutes I'm getting these. I'm like, well, what happened? And it showed that DC Douglas had reblogged that image on the Tumblr, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I'd thrown it up there and I'd explained what had happened, and people were like, oh, that's funny. Well, he'd thrown it on his Facebook too, and it exploded on his Facebook. I mean, his fans laughed their ass. I mean, there's a lot of fans who were pissed off about it. Like, oh, how dare someone say that about DC Douglas, blah blah blah. You always have those fans that always have to. Oh my God, I have to defend anything negatively said about this voice actor. And don't get me wrong, it's okay for passion about a voice actor, but remember, they're grown adults. They can fight their own battles. So I was kind of freaked out the fact because I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna get crucified by some of his really overzealous fans. Irony of irony, DC Douglas was a guest at YomaCon, the con I was at, and he always does an after hours 18 plus panel on Saturday. So I waited till Saturday. We were at the Resident Evil shoot, and I wanted to like approach him because wanted to make sure he took it in good humor. And I got up to him and says, "Hey, I just want to say that whole uh, DC Douglas thing dying this week." And he goes, "That's you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh my God, I have never had anything blow up that much on my Facebook." He says, "Oh my God." It's like everyone loved it. I mean, there were voice actors left and right. I had commented on all of it. Todd Habercorn, I've got it autographed and framed on my wall. I even had DC sign it. And I said, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "Well, the only one who wasn't happy about it was my father." And I had to explain to him it was a joke. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, never mind. I'll take the responsibility for that." So later that night at his panel, I was there, and he got me up on stage and goes, "Hey, you guys remember how I died on the internet this week?" And then people in the audience like, "Yeah," and people in the background, some of them are like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "Ugh." I'm like, "This is the guy that did it," because I was about ready to read for one of the things, and people are kind of laughing and clapping. I had probably half the audience give me death stares, and I'm just like, "Yeah." That was probably the weirdest, most recent thing that's happened to me at a con. Um, all right, so next question. Chris Miller. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I would say he'd chuck that wood as much as he could. Chuck that. He would chuck that wood as much as he could if a woodchuck could chuck the goddamn fucking wood. All right, next one. Jeff. Okay, you guys all know Jeff. He's done a lot of stuff with me on the channel, as well as Chris, who I just read from. Um, well, I won't share Chris's secret. I'll leave that as his alter ego. Um, why do people blame Jeff? And the next comment is again from Chris, because Jeff deserves to be blamed. And then Nick replies with, "Jeff knows why." Hashtag blame Jeff. Now you guys are going to be able to see it pretty soon. I already know what my Valentine's Day gift is from my girlfriend. For years, probably a good 6, 8 years, I never even started somehow, some way, but I always have this talent of breaking people's brains or making them what the fuck really hard. But it's always been a comment of "God damn it, Brad." That's always been a comment. That's always been a comment as what. But it was funny. The girlfriend was asking, like, "Well, what would you like for Valentine's Day?" And everyone's all cliche about teddy bears and hearts and all this other stuff. And it says, "You know what? I've always wanted a shirt that says 'God damn it, Brad.'" Well, that or a shirt that says, "Am I cost famous yet?" I think that's gonna be my next shirt. I'm gonna either make for myself or whatnot. So she did. She got me. I'll get it in a week or two when I see her at Anime Crossroads. And it's a black shirt with white lettering. It says "God damn it, Brad." So you guys will probably see me recording a lot in it because it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a running joke with me. So who knows? It might be my channel shirt. But let's see. We have one last comment. It's from Carlitos, my other Markiplier cosplayer friend from another mother. And his comment is, "What was your very first costume and at what con?" Well, my very first costume was casual Vasha Stampede. Now, I don't say it as in, a lot of people do like cosplays as in, this is a casual, which is like street clothes. If anyone's ever read the manga or anything like that for Trigun, he went in hiding after Knives went and tricked him into blowing up a chunk of some stuff. And he grew out his hair long and anything like that. He was blonde and anything like that. He had the glasses and he all looked nerdy. He went under the alias of Eric, so that's what I went as. I went and did the boots and the jeans, and I had the duffel bag and the gun, and that was the first ever cosplay I threw together, and officially for a convention, and it was Anime Central 2005, and which was good because I was the only one that did it, and it was funny because I had so many people like, "Well, why is he at a Trigun shoot? He's not Vash," and a lot of other people like, "Yeah, he is." A lot of people didn't know because he wasn't in the anime. He was only in the manga or the comic book. I think it's funny because there's one dad that goes, "Yeah, he is. He's Vash." "Oh, no, he's not. He's not wearing the trench coat." "Yeah, because he's Eric's. He's in disguise. He's Vash in hiding." I had the robotic hand, which is was the glove was painted, but A lot of people sit and say when you look back on your old cosplays and see where you are to now, it's kind of cringeworthy. Yeah, mine kind of was. So, yeah, that's the last question we got here. We're going to definitely doing a lot more of these down the road because a lot of people keep saying I need to just kind of record some of the chat conversations that's going on my Facebook or kind of a discussion per week thing like that. And I think it's really not a bad idea. So, sorry for the lapse in between. My recording went out midway through. But if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more of these in the future. And this next weekend, we're going to be at AlmaCon. If you guys definitely want to check it on out. Alma, Michigan. Entry fee is $10 per person. And is all weekend. They're going to have such voice actors as David Vincent, as you guys all know, is he's Grimjaw from Bleach, or he is Senketsu from Kill la Kill. Stephanie Young, she does a giant list of female voice characters. She's from Maho Sensei Negima. She's the Armstrong sister from Full Metal Alchemist, and there's just a bunch of other stuff that's going to be there. Hopefully, I'm going to be having a lot of videos up here from that weekend because as a guest, I get to be behind the scenes with all the other guests there. So, yeah, there might be a lot of cool things. I'm going to try and see if I can get a few interviews in. So, but that's all I got for tonight. And guys, remember, please be like duct tape.